Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. If you are returning, thank you so much for your support on this channel. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We love to have you here. Today we are doing a reading with the unicorn. So I wanted to get some guidance and messages from the unicorn for everybody today. These are your 3 piles, and the cards underneath we will reveal during your reading. The first pile you are choosing from the Rose Quartz Unicorn. Rose Quartz helps us to work on our heart chakras and help us to receive more love, more forgiveness, more support, whether we need to offer that to ourselves or to others. Just a gentle energy. Pile number 2, we have Chevron Amethyst. This is also called Dream Amethyst. This is the card that helps us connect to our spiritual selves, our path, to help us have more control on our habits. Very good stone for dream remembrance as well. Very good protection stone. And pile number 3, we have a Labradorite Unicorn. This is the ultimate protection stone. Labradorite is said to be formed by the Aurora Borealis. You can see all the different colors that this material has. Alright. Those are the 3 piles for today. You can pause the video if you need more time to meditate on which pile is for you. It can be more than one. Sometimes there are messages in each different pile. Just take what resonates for you. These are collective readings, and I will see you at your pile. The descriptions are in the box below. Welcome everyone who chose pile number 1 with the Rose Quartz Unicorn. And I'm going to set the unicorn over here. And your card is Beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. How awesome is that when you have the Rose Quartz? And this relates to our heart chakra and our connection to others and ourselves. So this card here, this could be a love relationship with yourself or outside of yourself with the partner. And there's a lot of transformation happening, and this could be within your own heart chakra itself. Maybe there's forgiveness coming in, forgiveness for yourself or for another. Or this is a twin flame journey where we're learning to connect the 2 aspects of ourselves and becoming unified within. There's 3 different transformations that are taking place. So this can be healing from our childhood to our present day, so that our future can be more connected. We can be more connected with ourselves, learning to have healthy relationships with one another. Because the first relationship is with ourselves, and learning to love ourselves and forgive ourselves for mistakes that we've made in the past along our journey. Because when we evolve, our consciousness evolves with us as we grow and as we learn. So having that forgiveness for yourself and for maybe accepting less than you are worth, and now holding yourself to a certain standard of worth, so that you can attract somebody who's on your same level of the type of love that you're looking for. All right, let's get some more cards. I'm going to place this card right here in the center of your reading. So let's get some of these. Pile number 1, please. Messages from the unicorns for pile number 1. All right, we got 3 cards. We have talent guides, spirit mentors and teachers. We have achievement, completion, and reward. Love that. And we have past life guides, karmic lessons, present assistance. another card here. Ooh, way too many. This one here I'll take. We have relaxation, peaceful pursuits, and happy times. Ah, I love that. Move my candle a little bit up here. Let's see. Who else wants to come out in this reading? Can we get a few more messages from the unicorns, please? We have rebirth coming underneath completion and reward. And we have flow. Abundance. Ooh. Oh, I love this. Yes, you're opening up. You've healed your heart chakra to a degree where you are manifesting and bringing in this abundance, this love, this connection, reinventing yourself. Oh, bringing life to your dreams. Look at this blooming that's occurring right here. We have a flower. I'll show these cards. Let me get one. Ooh, okay. I'll stop their growth. Alright, so on this unicorn we have rebirth. Reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. So you've overcome a lot of heartache and a lot of disconnection to now connecting within and connecting to your authentic self. And you've done the work. You have so many tools in your tool belt. You've been listening to your guides. You've healed from a past life experience. This can be a repetitive cycle that you have been through lifetimes of having the same relationships, the same people in your life, having the same experiences that have made you feel like you are unloved or unworthy or not good enough in some kind of way. And you're now receiving some blessings coming in for all the hard work that you have done. You're going through a rebirth. You're redefining who you are, the type of love that you want, the type of life that you want to be living. Find an easier path forward. Surrender the outcome. Release your expectations. It's being more in the flow of opening your heart to receive everything that you're more than deserving of. You've given so much to others, and now it's time for you to be on the receiving end of everything that you deserve for all this hard work that you have done. You have been in the race. You've accomplished your goals. It's time for you to relax. See how we're kicking our feet up, we're enjoying, we're just sitting in a place of allowing, we're taking some time out. There's been some calmness with the emotions of how we feel about how we've chosen to handle the situation. We have abundance that is coming in. Enjoy the beauty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. Look at this unicorn. It is the flying unicorn, the Pegasus with the horn. You are connecting to your intuition, and you have been going through the process of healing. And we have this promise that is bestowed to us when we do the work, and we have to be in that place of expecting, miracles and expecting the good times from everything that we have gone through and grown through, because that is the law of manifestation. That is the law of karmic return. What we seed will grow. And you have been somebody who has always remained true to your heart and stayed the course of what you know is the right thing to do. Miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. Yes. So, it can be hard sometimes when we feel like we have been constantly been doing the work and doing the right thing and always having hope and always having faith and staying in our heart and always trying to live from our heart. And sometimes it feels like we're not on the receiving end of everything that we're giving out. And that is because we're always willing to do the work and always push through and always fight and always, conquer the mission. And this can happen with a lot of light workers and star seeds. We're here on a mission to because I myself resonate as a Lightworker starseed. I truly think we all are to a degree. There's a lot of us here on this planet. And we have this urge to help heal, to help, overcome these traumatic lineages, and to help create this place of, to restore Earth to the position of unconditional love, where everything is known, everything is truth. There's no deception, there's no lying, there's no duality. Even though duality exists, in order for light to exist, we must have the darkness. But this realm that we're in right now is the 3D, and that's where the duality exists at the moment. And so we've come here to help shift and raise the consciousness of life here on this planet, so that we can return to our place of non-duality. And you have been somebody who has always stayed in your heart. Even though your heart has been broken many, many times, you've still remained a being that kept your heart open and was vulnerable, and still loved, still gave of yourself, still wanted to help and believe in the best of humanity, even when you have come across people who want to take from you or take advantage of you and not see your light or take advantage of your light. You've been somebody who has always been willing to do the work and believe in the good of everyone, even when that meant that it was something that would break your heart. And now you have healed from those past pains and that past trauma, and are now standing in the truth of your value and your worth, and realizing you no longer have to sacrifice yourself for others, that you really need to be standing in your worth and setting those healthy boundaries, so that people are responsible for their actions and how they treat people. And there has been so much growth for you. You may have a spirit guide who's watching out and looking over you as you're coming into this new phase. And you might not know who you are, and the ground might not feel steady, because you're changing the way that you do things, and the way that you have relationships, or the way you connect, the way you talk to yourself, the way you value yourself, the relationship you have with yourself, and the relationships that you have with others. Because when you work on the relationship you have with yourself, and how you allow yourself to be treated, the way that you even talk to yourself, you send out this energy, this vibration that starts to attract people who value you and want to pour into you, because you're pouring into you. That's the healing energies that come with self-care and self-love. When you pour into yourself, you become a magnet for others who want to pour into you, and stay in that receptive flow, so that you can receive the abundance, so you can receive the miracles that are trying to pour into you, this peaceful relaxation, the time off, the break that you need from having done all this work, from everything that you have tried to accomplish, for the good heart and the good deeds that you've done for others. It's time to be into that receptive flow, and it doesn't feel comfortable, because it's an energy that's unknown to us, and so it's something that has to be adapted and integrated into, so that you become well adjusted in this energy, in that vibration of receiving. We have growth. Seek a mentor or guide. Take baby steps as you grow. Be willing to learn from others. And there may be somebody in your life who, is very good at being in their receiving energy, being in their feminine energy, and what that feels like. Because when we're not in the receptive energy, we're in our masculine energy of giving and doing. And our world is very masculine. It is very in the doing and the consuming and giving, and producing energy, and us expending our energy. And we have lost touch with that feminine energy of receiving, of resting, of relaxing and healing, and taking time off, and not feeling so burned out all the time. We need to get back into our water element, into our flow, so that we can receive energy, so we can receive healing, so we can receive our wisdom and connect into our intuition and how we feel. And that is what you're being called to, is to embrace that feminine energy of receiving. Okay, let me get a few more messages. Ancestor cards. Messages for pile number 1 from the unicorns, please. What do the unicorns want? Pile number 1 to know. Alright, we have the Peacemaker, Persistent Patience. This is the Temperance card. So you know how to work with the energies. You're very good at finding the balance, or maybe you're being called to find your balance, to stay in your balance, to balance out the masculine and feminine energies, of acting on your inspiration, on that creative energy when it's available, but knowing when to fall back and rest, and to be in that receptive mode of when the energies aren't very active. You got to know when to rest the body and rest the mind, and also when the energy is available and it's time to act. You need to know how to balance both of those. That could be something that you're learning right now, or something you have already learned and are coming through. So being in that, this is the true alchemist here. We have the Loner, Isolation and Introspection. Yeah, so maybe take some time out, or maybe you have taken some time out to get to know yourself on the inner level, and what's driving you. What are some of the patterns that have been in there that are preventing you or blocking you from achieving this miracle, this goal that you have, or making sure that you're spending time to see what ignites your passion, what lights you up, what is something that you really want to do, that you're really passionate about. It's so easy. It's something that I just love doing, and it doesn't feel like work, so that you can be in that. It's a receptive energy that acts on inspiration. So that's where the balance is, and it's balancing these two aspects of your being. We have Father of Air, Leadership. Okay, so there you are called to help others with what you have learned and what you have gone through, and to stand in the power of who you know you are. Standing in your truth. Leadership. And you being the director of your thoughts. You understanding where these thoughts originate from. You're the one who's directing them. You're the one who's in control of them. You're not letting that monkey mind take your power away, where you're criticizing yourself, or you're acting out of unconscious patterns that you're unaware that you're doing and that you're creating. Is becoming aware of everything that is within you that is creating the patterns, and becoming more aware of how we are the creators of our own reality, and finding that balance, that interconnection within ourselves, and having that healthy relationship with ourselves. It's going to give us this relationship with others. It's going to help us find our true soulmates, or our soul tribe that we're looking for. And maybe you're coming out of a place where you have felt alone, and maybe there hasn't been anybody who's meant for you in your life. And so everything has a purpose, and everything has divine time. And sometimes we need those times in our lives where we are alone and we are isolated, so that we can get to know ourselves and get to know what is it that we really want from our relationships and out of our life, in a sense. Like, what is my purpose? And we need that time alone to get to know ourselves and to nurture ourselves, to figure out what our likes and dislikes are, and why do we have those. Why do we believe certain things? Why do we connect more with others, or connect with certain parts of ourselves and deny other parts of ourselves? It really is where you have to take that time to connect to yourself, and know that everything has a season, and everything requires a certain amount of patience, a certain amount of tolerance, because we're not always happy with every moment of our life. No, but there is reasons for everything, and it's getting in there and understanding what those lessons are. What am I trying to learn through this circumstance? What are you teaching me? Or what am I trying to teach myself? Because people in our lives, they do teach us lessons about ourselves, and they also teach us lessons about life, and they're not always easy. A lot of times the lessons are hard, and sometimes I think they need to be hard, because it won't stick if we haven't worked hard to achieve something. We take things for granted. And so if you have overcome some things, then you're definitely being called to become a leader that helps inspire other people to overcome certain situations that you yourself have overcome and become that voice that helps guide others. So either you're being called to find someone to help guide you, or you're being called and asked to become a leader that inspires others through everything that you have learned, through your situation, through the time that you've taken out to get to know yourself and heal yourself, to become a healer for others. All right, let me see what other messages the unicorns want to give you. Let's ask the fairies a question, because they work together hand in hand. I have a good connection with the fairies. Pile number 1, please. Alright, we have 3 cards. The first one, we have Inner Child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps you young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. I love that. So yeah, do something that makes you feel silly, you know, that gives your inner child some kind of healing, some kind of connection or attention. A lot of times when we were children, you know, some of us aren't allowed to be vulnerable, and we're not allowed to be children. We have to be responsible. You know, you're not allowed to have that that carefree spirit. And our inner child never leaves us. It's always with us, and it's always, you know, wanting us to just act on our inspiration and act from our heart and do things that make us feel, you know, carefree and silly. And when we're in this world, you know, sometimes it can rob us of that joy and of that freedom to just do something fun. And this doesn't have to always include money. This can be just doing anything that you enjoy doing as a child. You know, you can be coloring, painting, going for walks in the woods, playing in the rain, you know, doing anything that just makes you feel that isn't work, you know, you're stepping away from everything that requires your attention, requires your thought processes, or your, you know, sorting out when's this going to happen, what time this is, and I got to work and I got to do this and take care of this. This is telling you to take some time out to just enjoy life some. And this path ahead, you're going to be able to do that a whole lot more. And the more you can engage with this inner child and do some more of this, that becomes a routine, it becomes a pattern, and you start to appreciate life more because you get to feel that freedom that you felt as a child. And it's giving your child that connection and remembering that connection that you had to your true self. When we were a child, you're born with nothing but unconditional love. You love everyone, you love everything. You know, we love animals, we love even our stuffed animals. We don't have any of these, you know, perceptions that have been forced on us through society or through our parents, and we don't have these heartbreaks that we've experienced that have altered our filter of how we love and how we see things. You know, we have this innocence that's about us, and when we engage more with this version of ourselves, and we learn to heal that perspective that a child has when it goes through situations that are traumatic and that make us second guess who we really are, and you go back and you heal that version of yourself reminds you of who you are. This is the truth of who you are. This is your soul when it first was aware, when it was alive, before the world got to you and made you think that you were less than who you are. Connect more with that inner child, okay? We have magical blessings. Whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. Oh, that ties with our leadership. So yeah, you're very connected to this inner child and to the spiritual realm that's around us every day. And the fairies, they're part of the, you know, the elemental kingdom, and they work with the nature spirits very closely. So they are working with you. They said that your guides are working with you, that you've always been connected to that version of yourself, and it's still alive, very much alive within you. And maybe you should tap more into that so that you can truly step into your true self of who you really are. this inner child that is the peacemaker. And you no longer have to be alone. You've never been alone. You've always had your guides with you, and you may have known this. You may have known that you've always had a connection within and held on to that connection, held on to that spark within your heart, knowing that one day things would be different. We have wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. And now is your time to do what it is that your heart has been asking you for, something that your inner child's been dreaming of since they were a child. And whatever that is, it's time for you to make conscious choices. Start from the beginning. What is something I can do today? Even if we don't have the funds for it, you can just begin with one step. You can start writing it down, conceptualizing it, and what is something you can do each day, or at least once a week. What is something that you can do to start implementing this change, implementing this goal of what it is that you want to achieve? How do you want to implement these skills and everything that you have learned? How do you want to use this? All right, unicorns, I want to get you one more card. One more card, please. Three. Okay, 3 cards. All right, messages from the unicorns. We have, I have wonderful energy that sustains me throughout each day. I am radiant, vital, and alive. I am healthy and filled with energy. Yes, you're going to be filled with so much energy when you take time out to just go with the flow and be in that receptive energy. I am here at the right time. The work I am doing on myself is a lifetime process. It doesn't matter how much time it takes because I have all the time in the world. And from this, do not worry about the timing. Everything happens in divine timing, and where you are is where you're meant to be at this moment. And not to criticize yourself if you're not going as fast as you think you need to be going. There is no rush. Stay in that flow and allowing things to unfold in divine timing, because we have no control, essentially. We don't have any control. We can have an idea of how we want things to go, but don't be locked into it has to happen this way, because that's when we restrict the flow and where we restrict our miracles and our abundance and everything that's trying to get to us, because we limit it by trying to force things, and that becomes where we're doing instead of flowing and receiving. And you want to be in that flow and receptive energy of allowing everything to unfold at the right time. And when things are available, when the energy is present, an opportunity comes up and the circumstance happens, that's when you jump, and that's when the opportunity is there, and that's when you act, that's when you put the energy out. But if the energy is not there, the opportunities aren't there, then you stay in that receptive flow. You listen, you receive, you tap in, you listen to the signs, you listen to your guides, and you work on yourself. And then when the energy is there, that's when you come out, when you start pushing, when the energy is available, and now it's time to do and it's time to give. So pay attention to that. I open new doors to life. Ooh. I trust that my inner guide is leading me and guiding me in ways that are best for me. My spiritual growth is continuously expanding. How beautiful is that? New doors are opening for you. You're always being guided. Trust that Spirit knows what is best for you, and everything will happen in divine time. And do not turn against yourself if things seem to be going slow, or if you have a memory or something that comes up that triggers a feeling of unworthiness or unlovableness again. It's just saying that this is more work that needs to be applied in this energy, because this is a new you, and you're not on steady ground yet. So it's this constant application of the work that you know needs to be done, of what you already have realized, and you just keep pushing that, the new patterns, the new mindset that you have, and working on yourself and loving yourself, caring for yourself, and correcting that perspective that you have. All right, pile number 1. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that this reading has helped you, and if it has, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd love to have you back for future readings. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Y'all take care. Welcome pile number 2. Those of you who chose the Dream Amethyst Chevron Amethyst Unicorn, this is your reading. And your card is Anger. I've had this one come up before. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that there have been boundaries that have been crossed, and you may feel guilty that you've had to put up certain boundaries against people in your life, and you know, it wasn't easy, and maybe, you know, you allowed people to treat you a certain kind of way for many, many years, and you maybe have ignored the way that you feel and the way that they made you feel. And so sometimes we can turn our anger that we have towards them on ourselves, because we should have, you know, stood up for ourselves, or should have set those boundaries and taught them how to treat us with respect. And so sometimes we can get trapped in that, holding on to our anger and not allowing ourselves to feel the emotions that we need to feel. And anger comes as a messenger to tell us that, you know, our boundaries have been crossed and there's an element of disrespect here. And so I need to correct this person and let them know that there is a boundary here, you know, explaining that I do not like it when you treat me this way. I do not like it when you talk to me this way. I love myself enough not to tolerate this type of behavior, whether it's abusive, you know, verbally or physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is that has crossed that line. We need to establish that boundary so that people know how to treat us with a certain type of respect, and the way that you hold yourself to that place of respect and worth and value. And anger is just as sacred as happiness and love and, you know, sadness and all those feelings. Everything has value. There's a reason why they exist, and each one serves as a messenger of our feelings, of how we feel. Even fear, when we experience fear is one that is an instinctive reaction to danger. Okay, and that is what fear is allowing us to know, that I feel like I am in danger, and to respond to the energies that are around us. And when we pick up on the energies through our feelings, that's how we know if we're in a safe environment, if we feel loved, or if we feel disrespected. It's a connection to our heart space, but it's also a connection to how we relate to one another, and it's a communication tool, and seeing our emotions as tools in how we communicate. Okay, so let me get some more information on you, pile number 2. Set my selenite here. Pile number 2, please. This card flipped over. Pile number 2. Messages from the unicorns for pile number 2, please. Unicorns. What messages do you have for pile number 2? Ooh. This card wanted to come out as well. Alright, so the first card that I got was the Wisdom of the Magi, Mental Clarity, with the Prophets and Ancient Seers, Decisions, Predictive Guidance. Okay. We have Archangel Raguel, Justice, Harmony, and Solutions. We have Talent Guides, Spirit Mentors and Teachers. We have Elementals, Nature Spirits, and the 4 Elements. Nice. And then we have Currents of Emotions, Uncontrolled Feelings. Place that one under here. Let me get a few of the unicorns. We have Compassion, Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. And then we have gentleness. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness and speak words of love. Oh. Alright, and we got 3 more. I'll see what space we have. We have strength. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. Okay, so just looking at these cards here, you may have had to make a hard decision to cut certain people out of your life, and it wasn't easy. This was somebody that you loved dearly, and it was very, very hard, and it might have taken you a lot of tolerance, a lot of time to get to this place where you said enough was enough. And I cannot stand being treated this way or having my heart hurt in this way for as long as you've had. And you've had to remove them from your life. But the unicorns want you to know that this was very much necessary, because if you continued going, your heart would have broken and this relationship would have destroyed you. And it would have destroyed that relationship with that person. And it's not saying that there's no hope for you to ever rekindle that relationship, because there's always hope for things to change and for people to change and grow. But at the moment in time, the decision you made was necessary and right. And there will be justice for what you experienced. You know, karma, I'm not saying that we wish karma on anybody, but things have a way of correcting themselves and situations resolving without us having to do anything. And you have gained a lot of wisdom and a lot of clarity on the situation that is going to help you, or that has helped you, have more compassion and more gentleness with yourself. And if you haven't, you're being asked to be more gentle with who you are and having more compassion, because when we do things for others and we forgive others quickly without them even having to work and earn for it, we are showing our compassion and our empathy for others, and we give them excuses. So that's just who they are. And sometimes that can be at our own detriment, because what we do is we, in a sense, we betray our own feelings out of our love for them, out of our compassion for them, and we forget to have that compassion for ourselves. And so maybe you have discovered, by setting these boundaries, like, no, I love me more, and I have to love me, and I have to do this for me. And there is no shame in doing that, and you shouldn't feel regret. Even though we can be angry and mad at them because they have pushed us to that point, we sometimes turn that on ourselves. And because we have allowed them to push us to that point, we should have set further boundaries. We should have set them in place from the beginning. And once we learn that that's what we need to do from here out and moving forward, you can thank that person, because in a sense, that person was a teacher, that person was a guide. They volunteered to be that person to teach you this hard lesson. Because when we love somebody, it's hard to set those boundaries and to say our truth and to admit how we feel, especially if we have somebody who isn't respecting them, and we can tell them till we're blue in our face, this hurts my feelings, but they still have a reaction or an excuse, and we just want to avoid having conflict. We just like, yeah, okay, I'll forgive you, whatever. But we're not holding them accountable for their actions. And so in a sense, they're kind of forcing us to set this boundary. Like, how much does somebody have to do to you before you finally say enough is enough, and I love myself and I need to take care of myself. I have to love me more. And it's not a selfish type of love. This is saying that I have value and I have worth, and I know what my value and worth is. And that's what you're learning through those experiences. You're learning what your value and your worth is by somebody treating you like your energy, your love, your heart, your emotions, your feelings aren't worthy and valuable to them. So, and if they're treating you that way, and you still love and you still pour in for them and you forgive them, and they're still saying, well, you're not good enough by their actions and their words, then how long are you going to stay in that energy and stay in that relationship and keep tolerating it? And you may have been somebody who's learning to stand on your own 2 feet and not being dependent on somebody else by saying, I know who I am now. Thank you so much for teaching me these hard lessons, even though I loved you. And do not turn on yourself and say, shame on me, or I shouldn't have done that, or feel guilty that you should have saw this sooner, because sometimes we start doing that to ourselves. We start criticizing ourselves for not catching it sooner, or making them treat us better. And once we have overcome all those, and it's like a cycle that we have to go through, and it's something that we have to learn in order to value ourselves. Now you're being asked to stand in your strength and to be gentle with yourself and not to criticize yourself. And to know that others, by you setting those boundaries, you're teaching them lessons too. And they have to learn those lessons. If they want a relationship with you, then there has to be respect. And there's nothing wrong with that, and you shouldn't feel guilty about that either. And it's just going to make you, stronger, and it's going to make you more valuable, because the right people who are meant to be in your life will be in your life, because when they're met with a boundary, they want to respect that boundary, because they want to have you a part of their life. And if they don't want you in your life, then they're going to make up all these excuses why it's okay to treat you like crap. We have cycles. Everything has its right time. Honor the cycles of your body and tune into the moon's magic. See, this horse is very sad. You're sad over this loss. You're sad over this, the ending of this relationship, or the end of this time that you had together. But in letting go, you're going to transform, and more things are going to be able to come into you. The right people are going to come into you. And don't have any regrets over this experience. And sometimes we can be regretful that we stayed and tolerated less than we deserved for so long. But there was a reason for it, and it was because you weren't strong enough yet to stand up. And now you are. So forgive yourself for betraying yourself or making yourself feel like you were less than deserving. Have that compassion for who you are, and know that your heart is this beautiful, beautiful thing. We need more people like you, but we need you to stand in your strength, to stand in your power, and hold people to the fire, hold them to accountable for their actions and how they treat people. We have adventure. Dare to do things differently. Manifest your travel dreams and move to a new location. You may be wanting to move somewhere different, to have a new experience, to step outside of, what is known, and come out of your comfort zone some, so that you can, you may have had to isolate yourself a little bit to kind of, clean the wound, so to say. And now it's time for you to step out there and put yourself back out there again. So this could be the end of a love relationship. And now you're learning to love yourself more so that you can attract the right people into your life. You may have a connection to pile number 1, because theirs was a love relationship and healing from that. So, but yeah, you're being asked to come back out, to shine your light. You have a new beginning that's coming in for you, that's going to bring a lot of adventure, this new beginning. And new beginnings are a little, they can be scary sometimes because it's unknown. But embrace that unknown, because there's so many blessings that can come from these new beginnings. And it's probably exactly what you've been looking for, because now you've overcome the hard lesson and you're learning to stand up for yourself and learning what it is that I truly, want from a relationship and want in my life. You now have opened this door where you can allow that energy, that person, to come into your life now. All right, I'm going to get some messages from the fairies, because they have a close relationship to the unicorns. We have Justice. Take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen. Everything is going to work out the way it is meant to work out. Everything has a purpose and everything has a reason. Just like your lesson is teaching you something, their lesson is going to teach them something. And we've all signed up to learn from one another through these relationships. Relationships are our best teachers because they teach us a lot about ourselves, but they also teach us about how to deal with others when we want relationships with others, because everybody is different and everybody's living life through their own experience that they've had as children, through social programming and through the culture that they live in and that they're a part of. So know that everything has a reason and a purpose, and everything is going to work out, and you don't have to, do anything to speed up the process, right? Because some people, and I do not condone this at all, want, wish karma, to happen to them immediately and wish bad things on others because bad things happen to us through them. Their own guilt is going to be something that eats them up in the end. You don't have to wish pain and heartache and hate on the other people. You just let those things work themselves out. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to go out there and seek revenge. Stay in a space of your heart and knowing that you did the right thing and you are always coming from your heart, and stay in that space. Stay in your truth. We have life experience. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Yeah, new opportunities are coming in for you. Let go of the need to be right, or to be to see justice, to see it happen right now, to see, retribution come down on the people who've done you wrong. Have compassion for them, because any of us, when we've done something intentionally, we've done something that we know wrong, eventually that guilt, that it sneaks up on you. It gets you in the end. There's no escaping it. When we all die and we leave, and we are actually given the choice to reincarnate. When we're in the soul level and soul form, it's all love. Everything's all knowing. Everything's all truth. And knowing, we know all of who we are. We know every one of our past lives. We know everything. And so when we have this guilt in our consciousness of, ooh, in this lifetime, I did this thing, and, I have this karmic tie to this person because in this lifetime I signed up to be a bad guy and I did these things that hurt someone. You can't stay in that knowing that you have caused pain. You essentially want to reincarnate so you can make tilt the scales back so that they're balanced, so you don't have this karma weighing on your heart when you're as a soul. You want to go make things right. So essentially things will be balanced. Justice will come in. Things will be settled. You don't have to do it yourself. Things will naturally occur. And everything that's meant to be yours, it won't necessarily come by, their hand. Source creator is going to bring about somebody else who's going to bring you your blessings, and just like same for others. Karma is not in our hands. So step back and step out of that place of, needing to have any kind of seeing justice or pain on others. All right, I'm going to take these two here. We have 10 of Autumn. Take steps to ensure financial security of your children or other loved ones. Make wise investments for planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. And then we have the World, a brilliant success. Okay, so what I just got from this one was, what you do today is going to set a foundation for your family and for your children. If you don't have children yet, you are doing the work that's going to help others that are in your family lineage. You're going to be somebody who helps guide a way of having a healthy connection, a healthy relationship. Let's see, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction, a journey that is now complete. Yeah, so you're completing a cycle that could have been passed down generationally, where we tolerate, these relationships that aren't very healthy and that are very, traumatic and abusive and narcissistic. And you can be the person who's born into the lineage that is there to pretty much tie up loose ends so that there is no more karmic relationships coming through your lineage, that all of the deeds have been, you know, met, the scales are balanced. I finished this cycle, and it could be you ended this cycle with that particular person, or you two are no longer going to be incarnating in this same experience where one of you's playing a bad guy, one of you's playing the good guy, and you have this relationship that is toxic. You are finally ending that cycle, and you're beginning a new cycle. So we have the world. Everything is shifting. This is going to be a new way forward for you. The unicorns are saying you're heading towards a new adventure, a whole new world, a whole new experience. How beautiful is that? All right, I want to get one more card for you. Last time I tried to do 1 and 3 wanted to come out, so I might just do 3. I think that's a good number. All right, we have 2. Let's get 1 more and 3. All right, messages from the unicorns. These are your final messages, pile number 2. We have, I am free to be me. I see myself as being free. I am free in my mind. I am free in my body. I am free in my life. Look at that. You are free from these repetitive patterns, from these repetitive relationships, free from this cycle that you have been trapped in. I am open and receptive. I believe in myself. I say affirmations that reflect what I really deserve. So that's great. Say your positive affirmations. That is an excellent tool. I highly recommend saying that every day when you get up, and you can even write these down so that you see them. Look at yourself in the mirror. Say these positive aspirations that make you feel connected to yourself. I am loving. I love myself. I am receiving good blessings. I am connecting to those who I'm meant to connect with. I love myself. I value myself. I believe in myself. I trust the path that I'm on. I am heading towards new experiences. And that is... Let's get one more card, because that card was the actual explanation of the deck. So, all right, this one just flew. All right, all changes are easy for me to make. Ooh. The moment I am willing to change, the universe begins to help me. It brings me whatever I need. I love that. Trust in the universe. Trust that you're always going to be guided. Trust you will be provided for, and stay in that belief system. And know that the right people are going to show up for you because you have made these changes within yourself. All right? All right, pile number 2, that is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this reading has resonated in some way. If it has, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd love to see you back here again. Y'all have a blessed day. Take care. Welcome, pile number 3. Those of you who chose the Labradorite unicorn. Set your unicorn over here. All right, and your card is Sanctuary. Take time out from the world, spend more time alone, meditate, or go on a retreat. All right, so from this card, I'm getting a feeling that you're being asked to connect to your intuition, take some time out to go within and connect to your inner self, to the inner world, to be more in a receptive energy. And with Labradorite's a great protection zone. It helps us to connect to our inner spiritual selves, and it also connects us to our guides. You may have some messages that your guides are wanting to let you know, to speak to you. So take some time to, if you don't have a creative sacred space, to create one for yourself. Get yourself like a room in your house, or a space in your home, or somewhere outside, like a little garden or a meditative area where you can just tap in and connect to your guides and to your inner world, and see what messages or what's coming through for you. There's something that your guides and the unicorns want you to know. All right, and you need to be in that receptive energy where you're taking time out from doing anything. and that you're in a receptive energy. You're connecting and tapping in. All right, let me get some more cards for you. Pile number 3. Whoa. Pile number, I guess that's enough cards actually. That's 4. We have 37, creation, soul, expression, something new. Okay. Soulful appreciation, card number 30, heartfelt gratitude. Archangel Phanuel, I haven't heard of that angel. Hope, optimism, and new beginnings. And then we have animal totems. Look at this candle. Animal energy and powers. Okay, definitely. So there's something that you are growing within, or something you need to spend some time growing within and making sure that you're tapping in to your inner resources and the energies of your guides. Your guides are letting you know that there is something that you've been working on, something that you need to nurture within. Maybe there is this idea that you have, or something that is a passion, or maybe there's a healing that has taken place within you, and it's something that you need to take time out to nurture yourself, to be in a restful, peaceful energy. And it also wants you to connect to your heart, and going within your heart space and remaining optimistic about what it is that you're wanting to create, and staying in that attitude of gratitude. You have done some inner work, or there needs to be some inner work that needs to be done. There is blessings that are coming in for you, pile number 3, and you may be receiving messages from the animal world, from the animal kingdom. Is there a particular animal that keeps coming up in your awareness or in your day-to-day life that is speaking to you? You might want to look into that to see what messages that particular animal offers, or its wisdom that it needs to share with you. But you have definitely completed something, and you're stepping onto a new path that is going to be something that you're going to be so grateful for. And you're going to be so grateful that you began this new journey, and that you held on to this place in your heart, and that you stayed in that energy of hope and optimism. Okay, let's get some more energies and messages from the unicorns, please, for pile number 3. Messages for pile number 3 from the unicorns, please. One more card. I'll get you one more. Alright. Thank you. Alright, so we have compassion. Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. And look at this heart. So you've been working on some heart healing. You've been nurturing yourself, tending to yourself, staying in that heart chakra of gratitude. We have passion. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. Oh, that's awesome. So you've been nurturing something that you're passionate about, that you want to grow. This new beginning, intention. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your request to the universe. Look at these wings. Look at this work that you've been doing with yourself, this inner work. You're doing so much. You've grown so much. You've learned so much. You are flying high. You may have this higher perspective on a situation now, or you may have this big grand idea that you want to bring forward into your life. Your partnership, teamwork will give you better results. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. Ooh. So you're going to be working with others. So whatever this new beginning is, you're called to, you might be meeting new people. You might be getting together with your soul tribe to bring in this new energy, this new beginning. Encourage. You are safe. Fears and illusions. Set strong boundaries. All right, so make sure that you are setting those boundaries, and it's not necessarily with other people. From this, I was making sure that you stay balanced with your giving and your receiving, that you're not overworking yourself and stepping out of your your receptive energy, where you're still nurturing yourself, you're still grounding yourself, you're still meditating and tapping in and being in that receptive energy, but you're also knowing when to act on the passion and when to connect and work to do the work. All right, so making sure that you are always tapping into the feminine and the masculine, and making sure that each one stays balanced and that we're not coming out of that balanced place. And anytime you do feel yourself stepping out of balance, go back in, meditate, connect to your inner guides and yourself, and your guides are going to direct you on where to go, when to act, when to apply whatever energy that is required in this moment. But you definitely have a big energy, a big project, a big idea that you're going to be working together with others on. So it's not like a single mission, a soul mission. It's going to be one that is helpful and beneficial for others, but you're called to work with others. Okay. Let's see what else. Focus on your intention. Yes, keep setting that goal and growing that beautiful idea that you have. This is a grand idea. I'm going to get some messages from the fairies, because they work really well with the unicorns. Messages from the fairies, please, for pile number 3. Pile number 3, please. Messages for pile number 3 from the unicorns in the fairy realm. What do you want pile number 3 to know? Alright, let's see what we have. So we have 5 of spring. Opposing goals arising from differing opinions. Feeling at odds with yourself and others, overly ambitious people. Okay, so yeah, you might have the partners that you might be working with. There might be, differences of opinions in this creation that you have. King of Summer, honorable, devoted, mature, warm-hearted. A romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. Okay, so let me read these before we get into it. Have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. And then we have 7 of Winter. There is a better choice. Not seeing things clearly. Running away from the truth. Okay. So at the moment, you might be, at odds with this partnership or relationship that you're in. And what the unicorns are letting you know is that to take a step back and connect back in and try to understand or have better clarity to bring more balance and more stability to this creative project that you're working on together. And to have patience with them, patience with yourselves. Don't rush things ahead. You need to take a step back before moving forward so that everybody can come to an agreement on the situation. And so there just needs to be a meeting of minds so that you can find that common ground of what is your intention for this project, for this idea that you have, and getting on the same page. Because you might find out that maybe you were both thinking the same thing, but the communication wasn't on the same page. How you are communicating your ideas are not, matching up and aligning up, but you both want the same things. So it's having that open communication and speaking honestly about what my intentions are and trying to understand what their intentions are so that you can get on the same page and be open-minded, come with an open heart, and I'm trying to understand and see what the other person's, you both may have certain fears about moving ahead with the project, going in that direction, and explaining your perspective of why you feel this or why you don't want to do this, instead of, don't get into making a hasty decision before you have all of the information, right? We always want to take counsel from others and see what their perspective is, what their idea is, before we ultimately make the final choice. You want to make sure that you've taken into account all ideas, all perspectives before making that final decision, okay? So it's getting clear and getting all the information clear, so that you're not coming from a place where you're acting from fear, or you're having a false idea or perception about something. Okay. Well, your reading is pretty much straight to the point, pile number 3. All right, let me get you 3 more cards. I tried to do 1 in the first reading and 3 wanted to come out, so I'm going to get you 3 final words from the unicorns. Messages and wisdom from the unicorns, pile number 3. 1 more card, please. Ooh, okay, you got 4 cards. Alright, I deserve good in my life. I am willing to go beyond my own limitations. I am wonderful, and I deserve and accept all the good that life has to offer. That is awesome. Yes, be willing to step out of your comfort zone, to be brave, to be a leader, to stand in your truth, but to also make sure that you're thinking before you act, and make sure that you take into account everybody's needs. Because when we're in partnership, it's not just about us, it's about others as well. And we have to make sure that we take that into account. It is only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Yes, we can change our perceptions. My thoughts and words will create my future. My thoughts from the experience of tomorrow, next week, next month, and next year. Be mindful of your patterns. Be mindful of the way that you perceive things and why you perceive them in that way. Because sometimes when we perceive things, it's through our own particular filter and our lens, through our experiences, through what we've encountered through our lives, in our relationships, in our family, the way that our family has always done things, the family traditions and belief systems, or through our experiences with others in society and societal programs. And make sure that you're not acting from a place of fear, because you can always, that can unfortunately derail you in your success when you're motivated through fear. And you always want to be motivated through love and gratitude and respect, and having those right intentions in your relationships. And when you focus on having those creative, inspirational, appreciative thoughts, heartfelt thoughts, you're going to create better, healthy relationships, and you're going to have that outcome that you're looking for, and have that success. Forgiveness is a gift to myself. Forgiveness frees me from the past and allows me to live in the present. When I forgive myself and others, I am free. And sometimes we act from, we may be too quick to judge somebody else, or we may be in fear that something that happened to us in the past through a certain relationship or encounter that we had, that we're going to receive that same thing by somebody else who we're invested in. And we almost kind of hold them to a flame that's undeserving, because they are not the ones who did that to us. They're not the ones who we've had that experience with, but sometimes we are quick to judge others and assume that that's what their intentions are, that everybody's intentions are the same. And so you always want to make sure that you come from that place of being in your heart and having forgiveness for those who taught you these hard lessons, and not to almost inflict that same expectation onto others. Because if you are expecting bad things to happen, you're going to see those bad things. If you're expecting people to, screw you over or treat you poorly or betray you, you will find people doing that to you in your life, because that is your belief system, and that's what you're looking for. If you shift the way that you see things and what you want to bring into your life by expecting good things, expecting success, expecting that right relationship, that partnership, that love, or that finances, that outcome that you're looking for, and you expect that is going to be what you receive, because your belief is receiving that. Okay, we have I am willing to change. When one door closes, another door opens. It is only change. I am safe and secure and loved. Yes, do not be afraid of change. So many people get stuck in that comfort zone of holding on to things that are no longer good for us, and holding on to this relationship or holding on to this job because it's comfortable, it's known, it's safe, even though we're unhappy in it and it's not making us, feel fulfilled, we're willing to compromise and stay in those energies because of our fear of the unknown, our fear of change, our fear of stepping into something new, and being afraid instead of just staying in that, I want to try something new, I want a new experience, and I'm not going to be afraid of it. I want to embrace something new, and to know that you're always going to be provided for and protected, and you know how to handle situations. It's not like it's your first time around, to have that faith and trust in yourself that if something was to go down and be wrong and not work out, that you always have the ability to change and do something different, that you're never without making another choice. You can always make another choice, and not to be afraid of change, not to be afraid to have the conversations, not to be afraid to make sure that you yourself are not causing the conflict, and that you can always change and grow, and forgive yourself if you do have a limited mindset, or if you're holding people to places that they need to be set free from because your unwillingness to forgive and move forward. Make sure that you are taking that time out to reconnect to yourself, to heal yourself, and to focus on what it is that you do want to create. How can you set better boundaries? How can you move into this next phase of your life that is going to be filled with that love, for that intention that you're putting out there, for that new creation, for that partnership that you want, for this creative project? Making sure that you are always coming from a place of staying in your heart and being being grateful, being compassionate, and stepping into what it is that lights you up, whatever it is that you're passionate about. I wish you lots of success, and the unicorns are saying that it is going to be a blessed journey moving forward. Just making sure that you take that time out, to focus on your goals, listen to your intuition, and I believe that's it. Pile number 3. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading has resonated with you. If it has, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, and I'd love to have you back for future readings. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day.